Hey everyone! Alright, so now just a quick stretch video. It's a little bit different than the yin. So we're not going to be holding the stretches quite as long as we did in the last video. So we are going to start laying down for this. This is a really great just kind of little stretch if you're out walking or running or after any kind of exercise really. These are just some main core stretches that target the areas of the body that kind of go with other workouts. So again, we're going to start with a nice full body stretch. So we'll lay down on our mats, arms all the way above the head, rotate through the wrists and the ankles a few times in one direction, and then a few times in the opposite. So let's hug the knees in, take a little sacral massage. So we're rocking from left to right. Okay, then take the knees, draw a nice circle on the ceiling. A few times in one direction and then a few times in the opposite. If you like, you can take little hip circles here. So we'll hands on the sides of the knees, draw the knees in towards the chest, out, down, and then back together again. So it's essentially drawing nice big circles on the ceiling with your knees. Okay, and then we'll switch directions. So knees go down, out, back up together again. Let's keep the right leg tucked in, extend the left down to the mat. And then we'll guide the right knee across the left side of the body. So we want to keep our shoulder blades flush to the mat if we can. A little self-assist here is you can take that left hand and apply a little pressure to the outside of the right thigh. Just kind of draw it down towards the mat a little bit. Gaze is going to be over the right shoulder. Now, if we're trying to keep our shoulder blades on the floor, and that means that you have to stay here and then take the twist, or here and then take the twist, that's fine. A few more deep breaths. Try to envision expanding this area, the back. Okay, inhaling, bring that knee towards center. Exhale, hug both knees in. Take a little sacral massage. Okay, then we're going to keep the left leg tucked in this time. Extend the right down to the mat. And we'll guide the left knee across the right side of the body. So again, shoulder blades flush to the mat if we can. We're shifting our gaze this time over the left shoulder, and then option to self-assist with this right hand. So you can apply a little bit of pressure to the right thigh. Nice deep breaths, expanding the lower back. the next inhale, gently bring that knee towards center. Exhale, hug both knees in. Take a little sacral massage. Okay, now we're going to go to kind of like a little fan favorite here. So it helps to stretch the front of the hips and a little bit of the psoas muscles. So we're going to have our right foot on the right side of the mat, left foot on the left side of the mat with the knees bent. And we'll start by just letting the knees meet each other in the middle. Okay, on the next exhale, we're going to let both knees fall to the right. Now, if you're noticing any knee discomfort in either the left knee or the right, you can guide your feet a little bit closer together. Now, to increase the side body stretch right here, we're going to bring that left hand up above the head with the palm facing up. Right hand will come out to the side to a T with the palm facing down. Okay, now, if you'd like to increase the hip stretch, you'll take that right ankle to the left thigh. Now, this is, again, like a little self-assist. It's going to add pressure and increase the stretch right here, but be mindful of the knee. So that left knee, if you're like, oh, my ligaments are stretching kind of weird or it doesn't feel nice, go ahead and release that right foot as soon as possible back down to the mat. And then if you need to, maybe guide this back foot in towards the left a little bit. Nice deep breaths. Okay. If you've got the right ankle on the left thigh, go ahead and release that down. Bring the arms down to the sides, gently guide the knees back towards center. Hug the knees in, take a little sacral massage because we love those. Okay, and now we'll do the other side. So release the feet back down where they were. Knees stay bent. Let the knees fall to meet each other in the middle first. And on the next exhale, we're going to let both knees fall over to the left. So same thing on this side. If you're having knee discomfort in that right knee, go ahead and kind of walk that right foot in towards the middle of the mat a little bit. Option to increase the side body stretch. We're bringing that right hand up above the head with the palm facing up. Left hand out to the side, palm facing down. And then to increase the hip stretch, feel like we'll take that left ankle to the right thigh. Now, again, be mindful of the knee. And we always want to make sure that we're never resting anything on our joints in yoga. And that's kind of like across the board for, in my opinion, anything. So either in between the hip and the knee, nice and secure on the thigh, or leave the foot on the ground. This avoids any unnecessary strain to the joint or any of the ligaments in the joint. You know, we want to make sure that we're always protecting those areas. So nice deep breaths. Now it's important to let you guys know as well, in this posture, this hip on the outside might come up off the mat a little bit. See, you've got a little tiny space here. But the left hip stays rooted on the mat. And same thing on the other side. So when the knees are going the other way, right hip stays flat, left hip is allowed to come up just a little bit. All right, let's gently bring that knee back towards center. Let them meet. Release the arms down to the floor. And then we can take another little sacral massage if we like. Okay, next one, figure four with the hip release. This one I love. It's kind of a figure four is a modified version of pigeon, so it's stretching the same muscles that you would in pigeon pose. But this one comes with a little hip release that I particularly enjoy. So for figure four, if you're unfamiliar, you're going to take that right ankle, place it just above the left knee, flex the right foot. That's going to make sure that we're activating the proper muscle. And then we're going to lift the left leg up. Now, first of all, if you're tight here and you're feeling a stretch, feel free to stay here. If you're having any kind of like discomfort, definitely stay. Well, discomfort is okay. I always tell my students, pain is not. So if you're having pain, definitely safely come out of the posture. But you can keep that left foot on the floor and gently push away the right thigh, but make sure that you're flexing this right foot. Full version of this is you're lifting up the left leg, right arm's going to come through the legs, left arm clasp around the left thigh, and then we're going to gently guide this formation in towards the body. Now, if you want to increase the stretch from here, you're going to take this right elbow and you can apply a little bit of pressure to the right inner thigh. That's going to increase the stretch. So hold here for a few breaths. The next exhale, go ahead and release the hands, release the leg down. And we're going to take this whole formation and literally just let it drop to the floor. So I'm going to do it this way first, and then I'm going to turn and face the camera so you guys can see it. But essentially, you can just keep your hands at the sides, and you're just going to let everything below the hips fall to the left. So the sole of the right foot is going to come down to the mat, or the floor next to the mat, whichever is most comfortable for you. And the outside of the left thigh is going to be flush to the floor as well. So once you're here, you can stay here if that's where you're comfortable. If you want to increase the hip release, now this is the part that I really enjoy. You're going to take that left hand, gently push the right thigh away. And you'll feel that little degree of separation here. You might even get a stretch coming up here a little bit. Now, this one, the figure four and the hip release in figure four are definitely some of the absolute best stretches to do if you're sitting down all day. So if you're working from home right now, or you're just spending more time sitting than you normally do, this is a great, great, great stretch for that. Okay, nice deep inhales. Let's go ahead and release the left hand from the thigh if we have it here. I'm going to go ahead and just face this way to show you real quick. So the figure four sitting up kind of looks like this. And you can lay down. And then to get that fallen figure four is what I'm going to call it. You're just going to let it do that. And then you can push the thigh away. Okay, let's do the other side. So this time, left leg crosses over the right, left ankle is above the right knee, in between, again, the hip and the knee. We're going to flex this left foot. Option to stay here and gently push that away if you like. Option to take the left hand in through the legs, right hand wraps around the side. Gently bring that in towards the body. And again, if you want to increase the stretch, you're going to apply pressure with the left elbow to the inner left thigh. Now, if you're comfortable here, you might even take a little rock from side to side, give yourself a little sacral massage. But that's just a little extra if you wanted to try it. Nice deep breaths. Now, it's important to tell you, if you're having like deep sciatic pain, this posture is amazing for that. but I do recommend doing it against a wall or a headboard. So like the very therapeutic version of this is if you've got that bottom leg resting on the wall or a headboard or anything like that, kind of just takes the weight off of it, the pressure off of it, but still gives you the opportunity to stretch. Just make sure that you've always got this top foot there flexed. That's what's going to keep it stretching in the right area. Okay, let's go ahead and let this figure four fall over to the side. So release the hands. We'll let our formation just drop over here. Sole of the left foot comes down to the mat. Outsides of the right thigh, again, flush to the floor. And then if you want to take the hip release, just a gentle pressure with the right hand to the left thigh. And again, you'll feel that degree of separation. It should be right underneath, maybe a little bit on the side. If you have a preferred way to get into the table, go ahead and take it. If not, we'll gently bring this formation back towards center, maybe do a little bicycle kick, and we'll cross the legs, roll ourselves up, plant the hands, shift the weight onto the knees, and gently uncross the ankles. And you can shift yourself kind of back into the middle of the mat if you kind of lost that formation there. So we'll take a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhaling, we'll open the chest, drop the belly. Nice big inhale. Exhale, round it out. Get that space in between the shoulder blades. And another inhale, drop it open. Exhale, round. Okay. And we're going to come into thread the needle, which again is also a really excellent stretch. If you are sitting down a lot, we always get a lot of tightness in between our shoulder blades right here. So it's just a really nice kind of release for everything up top. So we'll start in table. I'm going to do it facing the camera just so you can see. But you're lining your wrists up with your shoulders, your knees up with your hips. Now, first version of thread the needle, you're just going to inhale this left arm up. Exhale, float it through the right hand and the right knee. And then allow the shoulder to rest on the mat. Now, options for this right hand, you can keep it right here where it is in the tabletop position. You can also outstretch it in front or take a half bind. So that means we're wrapping that right hand around the back of the body, putting the fingers in that kind of left hip crease. Now, if you want to take it a step further, you're going to extend that right leg. And inhale up, and then come down. Now that just kind of gives you a little IT band stretch right here. And again, you can take your option with this right hand, extend it out in front, maybe take a half bind, or feel free to keep it in the tabletop position. Now the tabletop position for this right hand might serve you better if you've got your leg out, just because it kind of gives you a little bit of extra support. And then to come out of it, you're just going to inhale, rise that arm right back up, and then exhale, bring it down. Okay, other side. If you want to incorporate the leg, go ahead and take that out. If not, just keep it in the tabletop position. Inhale, right arm rises. Exhale, float it through the left hand and the left leg. And again, tabletop with this hand, or you can extend it out in front. Or take a half bind. So we're releasing this left arm behind us and coming into the hip crease of the right hip. Okay. To come out, bring this left hand back down to the tabletop position, shift the weight into the palm, release the right arm up, and then gently bring it down. Guide that leg back in, maybe take a few rounds of cat-cow here if you like and your body's craving it. And we'll come into dragon now. So this is an excellent stretch for our psoas muscle group. We'll start by bringing the right foot up. You want to see if you can square the hips so they're nice and straight. And we're going to activate our core, which is going to get the psoas muscle group into play. So we're hugging the belly button in towards the spine. It's going to naturally tilt the pelvis and give you this straight posture. Make sure the chest stays open. First option, interlace the hands. You place them here. Just for a moment. Now if you want to take a twist, we're going to drop that left hand to the inside of the right leg and extend the right arm up. If you want to take it further, go ahead and take a half bind, wrap it around to the left hip increase. Now, option 2, stay in your twist, come back to the first option. If you're comfortable and you want to see if this works for you, you can drop the hands and scooch that left leg back. Now when you do this, it's a hip opener for the right side, so keep that in mind. This leg is going to want to pop out to the side, and that's fine. You just let it do what it needs to do. If you like and you want to give your hip a little bit more space, you can heel toe the right foot out to the outskirts of your mat. If you want to take it a step further, you might choose to come down to your forearms or some blocks. And just try and keep your chest open while you're here. So that means that we're not rounding the shoulders here, we're not turtling the neck, drawing the heart forward, shoulders back. Switch sides. Just go ahead and switch legs. Same thing. Start here. See how that feels on your body. Get your posture right. So we're hugging that belly button again in towards the spine. It's going to tilt the pelvis. Nice open chest. Good posture. Interlace the fingers. And up top here on the thigh. If you want to take a twist on this side, we'll drop the right hand to the inside of the left foot, fly the left hand up. Now if you want to take the half bind, wrap this left arm up to the right hip increase. And again, you'll kind of notice how when I did that, my left hip dropped up. So once you get here, just kind of be mindful and see if you can drop that left hip back down. Keep your structure. And then again, you have the option to come to the palms or the forearms if you like. Okay. So that's a good one too. And another fan favorite would be Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. So, soles of the feet together. Farther the feet are from the body, the less of a stretch it's going to be. The closer the feet are into the body, the deeper the stretch is going to be. If you're having any hip kind of pain here, you can take some blocks, support yourself. So up on the thighs, either big daddy blocks or little baby blocks. Just kind of takes some pressure off the hips, and then we'll fold forward. So first option, if you're having issues with your cervical spine, you're just going to keep a nice straight spine, hold on to the ankles, gently bend the elbows to come in, and you can apply a little bit of pressure with the elbows to the inner thigh. Second option, and this gives you a nice little back stretch, we're going to walk the hands out. And then relax the muscle. Now I often see in classes people trying to drag themselves out or pull themselves down. I think, and I mean, granted, this is usually in a yin class, but I just really want your muscles to be relaxed here. So if you need to kind of pull yourself out a little bit, that's all right. But I want you guys to be able to drop the palms and relax the hands, relax the arms, and relax the back. This is supposed to be a release. It's not necessarily one of the more active stretches, I would say. Third option, if you like, Bring the hands underneath the ankles, palms facing up. And again, relax the neck down. So just let it hang, absolutely no resistance. Gently come up when you're ready. You take the hands to the outsides of the knees, draw the knees together, legs out in front, give them a little shake. Maybe lean back on the palms, toes side to side, out and in. And if you like, go ahead and take your Shavasana. So put on some cool tunes, lay down, and chill out. Thanks for joining me.